change if this is your first time doing a project of a book?
I would just give a bit more time during the meeting with everybody that we had that one Saturday. The breakout rooms, I would give more time to because all three of us didn't have time to read to one another. But instead, then decided to, just read the file itself and provide advice later on. But besides for that, I think that the setup has been in a way where everybody's welcoming of reviewing one another's chapters if asked, and just it. I agree with how the feedback has uh, just been positive or constructive, but definitely nothing negative, as we have so many like-minded people in a way, considering it's all the same theme, even if our experiences have been different from one another's. And empathy sure shows in everybody I have worked with so far. So
And it's been great working with everybody. With you, I don't remember how much I did to yours. What I really remember with yours was I sent you back the edit, and within a few hours, you had sent it back. Okay, so we have this wide variety. I like I said, I like the diversity in the group. I also like, because one of you had just alluded to this, how some of the authors just got together on their own after we had done the reading that one weekend. During the next week, they got together on their own and had their own mini sessions of reading, reviewing, exchanging, and working on it. It's a whoever could make it could make it, and it was great seeing all those connections being made in many different ways amongst this group. And
definitely a true team project, and so thankful to have met all of you.
oh, it's been
I'm
great meeting
grateful.
all of you. And
Yeah, and I've been grateful so much. I was reading and I was trying to see and I was trying to bounce ideas with Susanna. I was like, sis, there's no way I could have made it. She's like, no, I don't think I can either. I'm like, they're so strong. They don't even know how strong they are. Right. But speaking of homework, what are your thoughts about yesterday? I know Stephen was here and vitamin D. Yes, yes, Stephen. And omega-3, actually, you said. I
Yeah.
should pay attention, huh? With depression. I probably need that soon. A lot of it. Is it 1,000 IU or 2,000 IU? Maybe I have to we have a pharmacist here, so she can tell us for sure. But how's the homework? Yes. What are your thoughts? Like, I really want to know. After you're like, I'm the only one. I might not have a business. I'm like, yeah, you do. You have a business to inspire people. What are your thoughts in that? What's the things that come up?
Well, I mean, separate from the office job, I have done a number of things outside of work. So, been on the associate board for nonprofits that fight homelessness in New York City. Um, I had been trying to get onto one that helps those in foster care, but then I didn't hear back. So, kind of working towards finding one of those. And um, me- another way of meeting like-minded people. Actually ran into somebody from my previous one at a climate tech related event. So I'm like, what are the odds? Um, and but I don't know. I mean, a lot of things change from day to day based on who I meet. I had said on my personal chat from boxes to butterflies with Susanna that I hadn't met anybody before who had gone through severe uh, brain neurosurgery. And then later that night at a climate-related networking event, I met somebody who had had brain surgery the same year as me and was about my age. I'm like, what are the odds of this? And then earlier today in another room, the host was saying about how this weekend her daughter is having brain surgery, and now it's just coming up everywhere for me. So I kind of go with the flow and see what comes up, because usually that's leading me in the right direction. When I follow the signs that are guiding me, um, I yeah, really think, it doesn't have to be clear this second, but just starting to focus my mind in different areas on what I want to get accomplished most in this life is a way to start.
Yeah, if you ever need support, you have us, all the Beyond Boundaries, right? You do know you can count on us. And every single person who actually are in this project, literally, Stephen and I actually talked on the phone before he jumped into this project, and he's like, "Hey, this is my story. What do you think?" Because I really wanted to know if you. I don't want to be saying I'm exclusive only, but I also wanted to make sure that it's a lot of commitment, right, to be on a project. And I've been letting people in on a project before that. They're a big piece of the project, but they back out last minute because it's not a priority, and it messes up the whole vibe and energy, right? And so I really wanted people who are committed, not just for the people here, but also to themselves. Because when you say yes to the project, you're saying yes to you and to the rest of the people you don't even know, right? And so I really am so glad that you did that. And Stephen and I did have a conversation before he came in, because the thing was close. Like it was really close. Like, and I'm like, oh, but the story would really inspire people. And so that's literally what I'm looking for, is inspiration, because we're going through so much right now, guys. I mean, the world is just going bonkers, right? All the things that's happening around us, even in our community, is that at least I want to have part of our life where it's not super negative all the time. It's always this positivity, even though we have a hump right now. But you guys are so supportive. You're like, it's fine, it's fine. I don't know, in my head, it's not fine, because it's my perfectionist self. And for you
Right.
guys to say yes to this project, Susanna literally texted me, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, she's like, breathe. I'm like, okay, okay. But it's that type of friendship that we have, that you can tell people, like, I know how she's gonna act. She's gonna probably go drive through from whatever's right now because she's so stressed. And that support that you guys give, even if it's an emoji, makes a huge difference to some people. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, another important thing to me was, as co-chair at work, at least in the US, of the neurodiversity group that falls under the disabilities employee resource group. One of the first things that we did was set up a support group, because how is anybody going to want to start being involved in initiatives to broaden, the employment of those who are neurodivergent before dealing with whatever, you know, uh, whatever kind of struggles they may be going through, inaccessibilities, etc. So, yeah, just always having people to rely on and know you're not going to be judged by, no matter what you say, is always a great feeling.
Exactly. And before we, as we get going here, Dr. New is here. And do you, I'm going to let CJ say the question again, just to make sure that it's there. Because
I got you. I got you.
you
Dr.
got
New,
it.
I heard the question before, but it really is, because she's been on a lot of books as well, on an anthology similar to kind of ours, right? And so I wanted to see, what do you see, like the during, like before the book started, during the book started, and now after the book is, kind of supposedly be published by now. But in that journey, um, what comes up for you that's somewhat different and somewhat similar?
So thank you for first is having the space for all of us, Susanna, CJ, and it's good to see you, Steve, Jenny, and Jess, and all those who are listening to us now live, joining us, and all the replays. And it's really my honor, and I'm so grateful and blessed to be here and to really share my perspective, right, on our own journey through this process. And it's really a lovely true collaborations from the beginning to the end, and it was meant to be, meaning the people that was meant to be in the project, it aligned even though we're different as in different industry, right, different backgrounds, we're not all alike, meaning we have specific passions that we have that we want to put a voice in and kind of elevate that voice for the people who are not seen and heard and being valued. But the common thread of all of it is that through all the adversity and all the things that we come through, we not only ourselves has overcome, but now joining in with a bigger collaborations that are beyond ourselves, a bigger collaboration higher than ourselves for a higher purpose. That's what I see, right? As a collective force that are much higher because we have this drive that are more than just for ourselves, not only for to thrive for ourselves and our family, but also to help others along the way, massively making that bigger impact globally. And I think that's where the common thread of alignment, true alignment on this anthology is that all hands on deck, right? And that is what I think the difference in others anthology collaboration, it could be a niche, whether it's a healthcare space, if it's a cancer, if it's a rat awake, I've been a part of, or other, in a healing space. But this has really phenomenal stories of all amazing individual, right? Leaders of their own, not only lives, they led their own experiences. And then, to overcome all that is a lesson learned that, when people read books and stories, they crave for those wisdom, right? They crave for how do people get over that? What are the lessons? So when people want to pick brains on the people who have gone there, done that, what is it like, right? And how is it before and after, and how that person is now who they are. And I think that is what the beauty of this project, and I truly see not only come to life but also ongoing collaboration, right, because of true alignment and people who truly see collaboration, not competition, not saying even though you and I might do the same, but we all look differently, we all gonna carry a different method, right? And very, very, I see it truly. And sometimes I feel bad, like this week I was out, I said, oh my goodness, I'm not able to support all my brothers and sisters, but hopefully they know that when I'm here I put my full forth, that I don't ever put anything less of. And so those are the things that people know my heart. And so I cherish each and every one of you and every part of your soul. So that is what I think for us is that we embrace each other, we celebrate each other, and we're going to cheer and support each other on. And that is a true of what I think beyond that surface and beyond that cover when we talk about the book, right? This is a true collaboration in a deep meeting. Like when you say people go beyond that, just have to meet on a Zoom, but now people go and meet in different individual, right? One-on-one. So there's power to it. It's just when the time is right, like just go with the flow. Everything will work out. Because I know that you have everything there, but bits and pieces are going to come together, and so that is where things will fall into places. Sometimes people gone there, done that, they understand, they see it, but when you haven't, just trust the process, and the people will guide and tell you where to go. And that is where kind of stay tuned to your intuition, right, Steve?
Yeah, everything happens for a reason, right? And
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I love it. You know, when you say flow, I always think flow would be Willie J because that's his thing. In any book collaboration that we do,
Yep.
go with the flow, sis. Go with the flow. I'm a structured person, okay, and I have ADHD, and I have a pleasing personality. Like I have so much issues. It's not funny, but for me to be patient is really hard, guys. Like, you know, and this one has literally put me in my place, even to the last minute right now, put me on my place. So, what that tells me, CJ, be patient. I know you got a timeline, but life sometimes takes a literally wrong turn. And so I had to take a breathing exercise a lot yesterday. I was walking in the, I'm like, is there any other woods? I wish I was in the woods with Susanna right now. Because birds and trees, like willow trees, calms me down. And like traffic, it stresses me out. My daughter in the morning stresses me out. She doesn't go out and it's like, oh my God, I gotta get her to school. But like my dogs watching me, looking at me, like little things like that, and trees, and just like listening to the birds, me drinking my coffee, it calms me down. But I had so much breathing exercises yesterday. And just to see you guys, like, I'm always trying to be transparent of what's happening because I want you guys to know that I really truly value your time and effort that you put into it. And more than anything, for giving me your heart and your time and your like trust, like trust the process. I don't trust CJ at this point, so that was, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna worry about that. They already are committed. It's not even my fault. And I always tell my students, stop controlling the uncontrollables. And so I had to think about that for myself. I'm like, okay, I gotta apply that. Like, I really gotta apply that. It's out of my control. I can't stop the process. It's their control. And so I had to take a deep breath. I'm like, and I usually, when I shut down, I don't even call Susanna. I don't call anybody when I shut down. I just be quiet because I'm brooding on my own pity party city here. And then I'm like, okay, stop. It's done. You graduated the pity party. Let's move on to the next, right? Oh, Russ is here. Hi, Russ.
Russ is here.
Wow, I'm on already.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you a question because I know we're running out of time. Okay.
You're
So the
quick.
question
You make it
is,
happen.
no, you've been on books with me too, Right Out of the Way, to my family. So what comes up for you with this book, the differences that you've seen from the beginning, during, and after?
Well, I'm just excited to see the outcome coming out of everybody because so many amazing people that are in this whole collaboration, and I just think what's amazing is from one to the next to the next. I've been blessed as many of you. I've done 4 in the last like 8 months, and it gets better every time. So I think this process, and I got to be honest, CJ, you and Susanna, I mean, you guys have really done the heavy lifting and made it easy on us because, I mean, some people may think writing's hard, and maybe parts of it are, but all the other stuff that goes with it is so much. So bless you both for that and everybody else who had a part of this. But I'm just honored to be here and be part of it and be able to share a little piece of me and be able to encourage people along the way because that's what I'm all about.
You've always been that way. It's. I'm glad that this is the second or third book with you.
Yep, I think it's the third with the two of us. Yeah.
Third. Yeah. Well, and then with CJ too, because
Right.
CJ's been on every book that I've done as an anthology except for one. So I've only got her beat by one. And if we keep this going, we'll be in the same books from now on. So
yeah, there you go. Well, the only thing I've done outside of this amazing group is the Perspectives on Cancer with Tim Sohn. That's coming out, and I have a chapter in that book, volume 2 of his book. And great group. I mean, obviously, cancer is near and dear to my heart for obvious reasons. So, yeah. Anyway, it's just been amazing because I'm all about connection and community building, and I couldn't think of a more amazing community to be involved in than all of you.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, did you hear? We're going to have, because I know you and Susanna are in the same state, sometime in June, that's the manifestation coming out. We will be at Barnes & Nobles with this book, so you can do book signing.
Oh, very cool. That will be awesome. So you're going to be at Barnes & Nobles here in Oregon?
Well,
you
it'll be
know,
available
you might be
at
able
all
to
of
do
them.
it your way. Yeah,
But
Yeah.
as it is, she's already manifesting to get as many people as she can into San Diego for a book
that's right.
signing.
Just for the weekend. It's like a Saturday, but I have Jacqueline is in our team. Her son-in-law actually works for Barnes and Noble. So technically yesterday we got approved without even an ISBN. So they're like, what's your ISBN? Let's do the event. And she's like, whoa, hold your horses. We don't even have a Kindle yet. But so we're already approved to go to Barnes and Nobles locally here in Escondido. There's one in Rancho Bernardo. There's like 3 or 4 here in San Diego. So I'm
Wow.
trying to get as many West Coast people in the Barnes and Nobles and have our signature in that book, right? Can you
Yeah.
imagine like even just 5, 10 people in that book in one signature? I'm like, woohoo. So that's what I want to do. This is the only anthology I know that I have done so far, or any of my friends that has a book signing at Barnes and Nobles. This will be the very first one. And it's not
That's
easy, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, Barnes and Noble is one of the few big bookstores that's still out there. My
Right.
beautiful wife and I the other day were in the Barnes and Noble in Bridgeport, and Suzanne will know where that is in Tigard, and they have a
Not
huge
far
big
from me.
store there. Really nice, yeah.
Well, Barnes and Noble, but then see that if we get it in Barnes and Noble, that also means we get it into Powell's.
Pals would be awesome. Pals would be
And so
incredible.
that's it's. I
Yeah.
mean, you can say Barnes and Noble, but really the goal is if it can go into Barnes and Noble, it can go into any bookstore.
Right.
So
That's
yeah,
really
that's our
what it
goal
comes down
is
to.
to hit Amazon plus all of the other bookstores that you would never probably would have if you just stick in Amazon. So that's what I'm saying. Every single
Yeah.
part of Level Up, we're leveling up from publishing to books to TV to radio. We're leveling it up, but I can't do it alone. That's why you guys are here to collaborate. And I'm loving that we can do it. And some of you guys, even including myself, I said, I wish I did do book signing in Barnes and Nobles. And then Susanna and I were toying about this for what, months now?
We have
Right?
been. We
Yeah.
have
And
been
I'm like,
once.
yeah. And I said, you know what? Stop toying. Just do it, CJ. Just do it. I don't know what it takes, but you're gonna do it. So now we're almost there, trying to.
CJ, you make my head spin. I think I move 100 miles an hour till I talk to you. It's like, it's so much fun. My first book that came out, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, I did get out into bookstores local, into some Christian bookstores in the area and different things up through Southwest Washington, down into Oregon. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to get out and do book signings and be around the people with your book in hand. And so that'll be really cool.
Well, and that's going to become one of the things we're looking at doing for whoever the authors are, because I'm going to do one of the books we're going to do it with is we're going to do it with mine. So I'll basically pull them off of Amazon so I can go through the process to get them and basically re-release them, republish them, so
Mhm.
that if I could do a book signing with 3 different books if I wanted to, whatever books are in 4 actually. With this one, that would make 4 because I have 3 solos.
You'll be at 10 by the
Yeah,
time you get this done, Susanna.
Well,
that's
this
right.
one's
That's our
number
goal.
8. This is
That's
book
our
8,
goal.
and we already have number 9. Number 9 is about ready to get slated to come out. So,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
then if
I
I've
mean,
got a solo one that I want to make number 10.
right. And then neurodivergent is something that I want to write with Danielle. So if you guys have any, that's something that I want to do an anthology is neurodivergence and the experiences that you have and the pros and cons and what we can do. Because people just think, one of my girlfriends says, can I buy your ADHD? I'm like, you wish. Right now it's hard, it's not easy. There's so many things in my life that are falling apart because I have ADHD. Just seems like it's perfect in the front, but in the back end it's like falling apart, like earthquake everywhere, tsunami. Right. And so I want to bring light, like how is it like to live with ADHD, really, and how we can do that, because we need to be able to talk about it. It's not easy. It's not, you only see the positive side because we talk about the positive side, but we never talk about the negative because it's so shameful and all this. But I'm still toying with that because I'm still having that fear right there to talk about it. So I'm toying with the idea. But usually when I have idea, I'll run with it. So Stephen, I know you have your raised hand.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm in there with you because I didn't even realize I was ADHD. I took a test. I was 19 out of 20. I said severe level. And then I brought it up to my group, and they just kind of laughed. They go, "You didn't know that?" It's like everybody else knows, and but you're right, because you have all these unfinished projects. There's a million things going on. And I remember when people said they'd like to be like Elon Musk, and he goes, "You don't know what it's like in my mind." Right? There's just a constant war going on, and so many ideas and so many different things. So he's done a lot, and I think it's that channeled superpower, right? Because ADHD is a superpower, but if it's not channeled, it will just wear you out, and everybody
It's
else.
the hyper. Yeah. And I didn't even know, because I had 5 psychiatrists. Actually, I asked about that. I'm like, do I have, all of them said, no, you got 4 degrees. You're going to your 5th one. You're fine. I'm like, there's definitely something wrong. And then I had a lady who specializes it for 20 years. And she's like, okay, we're going to do this and this and this. She's like, yeah, you do have it. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to kind of improve that. I'm like, good luck. I've been trying, but please help me. And so, yeah, it's kind of funny that everyone else knows what's happening with you and you don't. And so when I joke around with Susanna, because I have 5 names, like literally I was given 5 names at birth, and I'm like, Susanna, I don't know if Jeff is coming out, because my middle name is Jeffer, and or James, because that's also my middle name, or is it CJ or Constance is coming? I don't know. It's just whatever comes out, just good luck with it, you know. And then Susanna just laughed. But it is, level up is going to level up as much as we can. If you guys have any ideas or anything like that that you want to bring and said, hey CJ, what about this idea, let me know. I like to tinker things and go beyond boundaries of societals, like boxes, right? Move beyond boxes with Susanna on really what we need to do to improve, and stop focusing on everything else that's negative, because you're going to wallow on it. I had a pity party yesterday. I graduated that today. So just
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'd be happy to join the, the other book as well, growing up with autism and epilepsy, and realizing that although my personality changed afterwards, I still kind of show signs of being on the spectrum. So happy to partake.
I saw you raise your hand.
And I think,
Well,
go
I'm
ahead.
telling y'all, I have to jump, but I wanted to say that you all are just amazing. Thank you for letting me jump in for a little bit of time. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more collaborations in the future. So you guys have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you in the bookstores, I guess, huh?
Well, and you enjoy the sunshine, because we get sunshine this weekend.
Amen. That's
I'm
right.
looking at it
Beautiful.
right now.
Yes, I just came in from the sunshine. It was fabulous. So, yes, everybody have a great weekend. We'll see y'all later.
It's good
Take
seeing
care,
you,
Rob.
Russ. Bye. Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
So yeah, and we're getting up towards the end. So I really want everybody to kind of take a minute or two and just give your final thoughts about how the project was, and if there's anything that you would love to see come down the pike. We'll start with Dr. New.
And sis, on down the pipe, as in coming from the collaboration, or you mean something that we wish?
From the collaboration, or something that you would love to do.
So from this, I see that not only leveling up globally with different programs, not only of what already ongoing, but what I can see is that we collectively collaborate and enhance and empower, inspire, and be able to lower the entry for people around the world to not only get access to know how to deal with life challenges, emotional, activation triggers that are ongoing every day of our life, and it will happens from birth to the day we take our last breath. And I think we collectively have so many people here that can also help and bring value to be able to help someone go through that, navigate that life journey. And I think that is something I truly see that will come to life. And with this, I just so happy to see so many things, and that if we don't really pay notice and pay attention to all the good things that come to life and around us and take the blessing and gratitude, we're going to miss the small things. And they're not small, they're the biggest blessing to us. And I am grateful, appreciate, and beyond blessed and honored to be here with each and everyone. You know, Susanna, CJ, and all the amazing co-authors that couldn't join us, along with Jess and Steve. Many things are good and will come together to elevate the world, to help others massively make an impact. And that's what I see. So trust the process. Don't be so controlling, because some things will come when the time is right. So that is what I see. And so thank you so much. Love you
And
all.
thank you. Thank you. How about you, Jess?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the project. Thought it was, I had a little trouble at first starting out, but then once I, went with it, I ended up going way over on words. So ended up just kind of being a narrative of how um, the challenge I went into, and then how it finally changed for me, and then kind of put in a summary of what I've done since, but a lot more to talk about. And I just love all of the people who I've met, who we can continue to support each other, and by reading each other's stories, even if people we know haven't read the book, we can always have all of these various examples to now refer to when trying to help out others. So it just only helps more.
Awesome. And Stephen.
So, as far as other things that we might consider, it's all the simplicity of the things that we've gone through in life. And, a couple of these ideas are not only like the neurodivergence and growing past that, but mental wellness. Loneliness is they call it the new epidemic, in the country. And it's this idea that for some reason we're separating. And I like to be a force for good, because I do believe that you've got the good, and then you have the other, and it's where we place our focus is what grows. So the things that we can really connect around, and it's the things that we're all trying to help people with. It's this community, it's connection, it's what we created here. So it's kind of defining what it is that we've created, and then teaching others how to do this in the process. And wouldn't it be great if people could take this locally, right? It's like the whole idea, like kindness. You see posts that come up. How do we make a kinder world? How do we have people more connected? And I think a lot of this just goes into seeing people and respecting and honoring them, right? With an empathic way of hearing them, right? We're not judging them. We're not seeing what's different. We're finding out how we are the same. And at the core level, we are all the same. I've got a global community, and when you talk to people and get beyond their nationality, their country, their culture, their religion, whatever it is that they define themselves, there's this need for connection. There's this need for significance, this need for contribution, and this need for a little bit of legacy. And if we can tap into that, we can do something great. So it's wonderful. So I would be on board for any one of those projects. I love mental wellness.
Well, and sis, you're up.
Sorry, good thing you put me last, because my bulldogs were like, "Wah." All it sounds like a zombie in my house right now.
But she's so cute.
I know. I can't be grateful enough. Honestly, I don't even think that I was trying to look for a word to say being grateful, because you know sometimes you have an idea of the project and you have like this objectives in your head, and the outcome is just more than what you actually imagine. Yeah, I'm so grateful. I want to cry. But I learned so much from everybody's stories, and I'm selfish for even reading everyone's stories. But yeah, I was so touched by the commitment, the amount of time, the amount of edits went back and forth. And I'm grateful for you, sister, for being patient with me when sometimes it just goes down. But I'm grateful for everyone making a commitment and being patient, because when you have a goal and you have a mission in mind and you don't know what's going to come out of it, and my heart is so full just seeing people changing their lives slowly but surely, and compassion keeps coming out. And I really hope that when you are in your local whatever and you're going through things, that you are compassionate with yourself, because it takes a lot for people to be compassionate and truly mean it with actions, not just words. And whatever you're going through, you're not alone. We're here. We meant it. And moving forward, as far as projects, there's a lot. Dr. New and I have a show this Sunday, plugging in now for Level Up. We're actually going to do skincare. If you guys don't know, I'm approaching 50, somewhere in there. And we're gonna do skincare on anything in your household. We're talking sugar and coffee and olive oil and all that. We're gonna show you. I'm gonna be showing myself naked without makeup. Oh my gosh, I'm actually nervous about that. But we're gonna do that on Sunday and show you how to get pigmentations and things like that. Because we live in a society of consumerism. We spend a lot of money on skincare and products and all that. And I am so scared of injections, but I'm not going to be scared. If I start sagging, I'm like, okay, Botox, please. I'm just going to close my eyes. Right now, I don't need it yet, but when I do, I'm going to say I will do it. But right now, we just do skincare, a little bit of skincare. That's what we're going to do on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, she has a class. She's going to take mindfulness, because it doesn't matter how much you really have if you are not right in here. You could have this much heart. If you're not right in here, nothing happens in your life. Nothing. Everything's gonna fall apart. And Dr. Nu's gonna align us on Tuesday. So go ahead and sign up for that class for sure. It does have limited seats, so hopefully to see you guys then. I'm gonna stop now because I'm gonna start.
Well, we have so much more going on, sis, and we've talked about some of the book projects coming up. I'll have a storyteller class coming up soon, so it's going to be a lot. And just the biggest thing has been the last 6 weeks, because it really has been only just over 6 weeks, like 6 weeks and a day, because of leap year, that we went from starting this, not counting the promo stuff. The minute we started was the 1st of February. 6 weeks later, in less than 6 weeks, we had an amazing collection of stories. And quite frankly, what I love about these anthologies as well, with this, the anthology is a story all its own, because each chapter may be an individual story, but from the beginning to the end, the chapters were put in to also create a story. And I don't know where I've ever seen an anthology that way. Oftentimes it's alphabetical, or first one in is the first one in the book kind of deal. But that's not the way we do this. And that's why these anthologies, they really do have a life. And that life is because of everybody that's involved in it. This book has 27 souls. And think of how big of a soul that book has, because it has these 27 souls. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's next and how we take things to the next level and the next, and bring everybody with us. So with that, because we're like 11 minutes past the hour, thank you so much, everybody, for being here on the show. And thank you for everybody who has watched the show. Ollie's been watching the show as he travels through France. So it's beautiful, because we basically have this family in so many ways, and it just keeps growing. And we'll see how far it grows with the next book and the next book.
Anthology next is Susanna's, by the way, guys. So keep that in mind. We're still going to be the same theme. It's just that we're having to lead with each other and to see what comes up. But for me, next time probably is definitely mental wellness. That's something that I really want to focus on to help others. Is a lot, right?
Well, and for me, it's taking this book to the next step of move beyond the boxes. So it's gonna be fun. So thank you, everybody. And with that, I will say goodbye.
Love you all.
Bye.